Welcome to our webinar here at Syracuse University. My name is Mirza Tikic. I'm with the Institute for Veterans and Military Families, and it's my honor and pleasure to present to you several graduate degrees here at Syracuse University that are designed with veterans in mind, meaning these graduate degrees that we will review today provide accelerated, flexible, and stackable degrees to accommodate the needs of our veterans and military families. Please note that these degrees are not created for veterans and military families only. These degrees, in which veterans participate with all other students pursuing those degrees, are all active inside and outside the classroom. However, veterans are given the flexibility of accelerating degree, transferring credits, and using military experiences toward the degree, as well as getting more than one degree, for example, getting a master's and a certificate in advanced studies. These degrees that we will talk about today are built to bridge between the civilian and the military life, enabling students to empower each other through the diverse life experiences that they all had. In addition to that, Syracuse University offers numerous resources and supports for student veterans, such as the Student Veterans Resource Center, Student Veterans Club, Vet Success Program, a partnership with the VA, Benefits Assistance, Freshman Forum, and much more. The programs we want to highlight today are the MBA for Veterans, Masters in Entrepreneurship, MBA at Syracuse, an online degree, Executive Masters in Public Administration, Masters in Information Management, and other certificates of advanced studies that the Information Studies School offers, and finally the Masters in Sport, Venue, and Event Management. We're going to start with the MBA for Veterans, and bear in mind that all these degrees provide flexibility for veterans and leverage the military skills and experiences that can be utilized in great careers building or development, business startup, and any type of leadership position. Please keep your questions to the end. Once everybody has presented, we will open up for any questions, comments, and we'll be happy to address those. If you watch this webinar, it is a live webinar, and it will be also recorded and available to anybody later on. So please reach out to us if you have any questions anytime, anywhere. That said, I would like to introduce to you to Mrs. Irma Bionchario to provide an overview of the MBA for Veterans program here at Syracuse University.
Good afternoon, and like Mirza said, my name is Irma Finocchiaro, and I'm the director for the defense programs here at the Whitman School of Management. It is a privilege for me today to be able to share with you some of the programs that we have. Next slide. The MBA for Veterans is a resident 14-month program here at the Whitman School in Syracuse, New York. Next slide, please. The Master of Business Administration with a concentration in entrepreneurship is ready. We have developed the program and we're ready to launch the program by May of 2015. The applications for those of you that would be interested in joining us for this program are due to us by December of 2014. Next chart, please. And as I said, it is a fully accredited 54 credit hour, an accelerated 14-month program where you earn a Master in Business Administration with a concentration in entrepreneurship. This program is intended to help students gain an expertise in an area of entrepreneurship that is most related to the field of leadership and innovation. And also, it is open to all veterans with U.S. military experience from any of the branch of services. Next slide, please. The curriculum for this 14-month program will include in the first quarter, which would be summer one in May of 2015, 12 credit hours with these courses that you see listed here: corporate entrepreneurship, data analysis, economic foundation for business, economics of international business, creating customer value, and also managing the marketing mix. In the next quarter, next slide, please. We will be offering 15 credits, and as you can see, those are the courses that are listed: Foundations of Entrepreneurship, Opportunity Recognition and Ideation, Managerial Skills, IT for Decision Support, understanding financial statements, creating financial statements, accounting for managerial decisions, as well as legal and ethical aspects of management and behavior in organizations. Next slide, please. In your third quarter, you will be dealing with venture capital, management, selective project management, operations management, supply chain management, competitive strategy, as well as corporate strategy, and also dealing with financial markets and institutions and the fundamentals of financial management. Next slide, please. And for your last quarter here, you will be working 3 credit hours on global entrepreneurship, as well as a social entrepreneurship elective, and then a capstone on a seminar in resource management. Next slide, please. So when you're here for those 14 months, we're looking for you to develop the team, some team building opportunities, and also for building a lifelong reputation in whatever career you choose to pursue or business enterprise. So our thinking here, the next slide please, is that you would be here at the SU experience about the learning and the networking that comes with having an accelerated boots on the ground program for those 14 months. It's not all about the grades, it's about learning and about networking while you're here. And the next slide, please. And while you're here, there are lots of things that you can engage in. There's a beautiful area here in the spring, fall, and summer. I won't kid you about the winters, but there's a lot of winter activities for those of you that enjoy snow and ice and all of that comes, activities and sports that come with that. So if you're interested, next chart. If you're interested in knowing more about the program, applying for the program, or getting any other information, please don't hesitate to contact us. One of the things that I did not want to forget to share with you is that the funding for this program would be for the students veterans to avail themselves, number one, of the post 9/11 GI Bill, and you would be crossing a year while you're in the 14-month program, so you would be eligible for 2 years of the GI Bill. You could also, if qualified, avail yourselves of the VA Yellow Ribbon Program, for which I'm really happy to also share with you that the university has agreed to match whatever Yellow Ribbon monies that you receive from VA. Whitman School will be matching that amount, but to be eligible for the Yellow Ribbon program, you would have had to serve 36 months in the military service. And last but not least, you could also avail yourselves to the Chapter 31 Vocational Rehabilitation Program if you're eligible for that one. So I look forward to hearing from you, and either myself or my assistant, Ms. Wendy Fry, would be available to answer any questions or any concerns that you might have. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thanks, Irma, very much. If we can go to the next slide, we're going to have Amy McHale from the Whitman School of Management present about the newly designed MBA at Syracuse program. Amy?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mirza, for this opportunity. So we have had an online program, an online MBA program for over a decade now. And we actually started as a distance learning program in 1977. Mirza, could you flip to the next slide, please? We're just relaunching this program in conjunction with a technology partner named 2U, who has worked with a number of top institutions across the country in different types of fields to deliver high-quality online education. And as part of that program, there are two components to your learning. So there's very high-quality asynchronous video that you watch each week, about 90 minutes. It's available to you to watch over again, to rewind, but it's also not just a talking head. There are interactive exercises. There may be opportunities where the faculty member will have actually videoed a case discussion in this asynchronous content. So trying to make it as interesting as possible and give you the best learning experience. In combination with that, you will have another 90 minutes a week that are synchronous. So depending on where you are and what your daily schedule is like, maybe from 9:30 to 11 every Tuesday night, you're going to have a live class with 14 or 15 other students and the professor, and you'll then go through things that weren't quite clear from the video content, maybe things that are extremely topical. So for instance, if it's a class in accounting, maybe a new tax law has changed and the material needs to be updated with you live. You'll go through homework problems, you'll do case discussions, etc. So it's a 10-week session where you're doing that every week, and then a week of finals. In addition to the opportunity for you to have this type of interaction virtually, we do ask that 3 times throughout the program you come to a 3-day residency. And those will each be 1 credit, and you can take more than the 3, but the idea is we want you to be able to physically network with more than just the 15 people that you see in your classes. We want you to really get to know our faculty and staff as well as all of the other students in the program. So those residencies happen 4 times a year. In the coming year, the April residency will be here in Syracuse, and all residencies in April will actually be here on campus. We want you to feel a connection to campus and get a look at what the Carrier Dome is like and what our beautiful campus has to offer. And then in July and January will be international. This coming year, we're going to Seoul in July, and we anticipate being in India in January of 2016. Our residency for the fall will typically be in another domestic city, tentatively New York City, this October. So I know, Mirza, I'm going a little bit off script there, but hopefully this gives you a feel for the program. It is able to be completed in 2 years, depending on, again, where you're located and your choice of these residencies based on either the theme or the topic, because they'll typically have a business theme. You could complete it in 2 years if you take 2 classes each session, of which there are 4 per year. So it's a 54 credit program, and that allows you to get through relatively quickly. If you are using your veterans benefits and military benefits, much like what Irma spoke about, we participate fully in Yellow Ribbon, as Irma mentioned. And in addition, we actually have partnered with NMFA through our technology partner 2U to offer some scholarship opportunities for military spouses. If you are going to complete the program and you want to take the most advantage of your military benefits, it's most likely that you'll actually have to go into your 3rd year by a session or 2, just because of the way the yearly benefit caps fall. I believe we've got as that final page the admissions deadlines. Our admission deadline actually for the January cohort is this coming Friday, but we certainly are accepting applications already for people that want to start in April and any of the other terms this year. And then if you have questions, I would go to onlinebusiness.syr.edu, and we'd be happy to send you more information. Any questions?
Amy, thank you very much. We'll hold the questions till the end.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I realized I got in late because I was having technology difficulties.
That's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. The questions will be addressed at the end. So Jim is referring both to YouTube and Google Plus site to see if there's any questions.
Great. Thank you.
Next presentation is on the Master's in Entrepreneurship that's offered here at the Whitman School of Management. I was asked to present on behalf of the Department of Entrepreneurship, as the representatives are actually teaching classes right now. So if you can go to the next slide, please. A quick overview of the Masters in Entrepreneurship. It is a 1-year or 30-credit program. The curriculum overall includes many MBA core courses that they teach really the fundamentals of the business. However, the specialization and focus is on entrepreneurship. It provides you different career tracks, which I will review on the next slide. And in addition to the classes, it provides an amazing hands-on experiential learning focus throughout each class and throughout the program, and connects the students to Syracuse University wide resources, including the Falcone Center for Entrepreneurship, a community outreach and community bridge resource center here at Syracuse University, building bridges between the community and Syracuse University and our students, enabling our students to gain some experiential learning, learn what it means to be an entrepreneur, provide resources such as a Corey Hatchery, which is a business incubator that provides mentoring, legal assistance, accounting assistance, any assistance needed for a student to successfully start and launch a venture, provides business plan competition up to 50,000 and access to other business plan competition campus-wide as well as in our community. It provides internship opportunities such as the Daniello Entrepreneurial Internship, where students work directly with entrepreneurs themselves and work on amazing consulting projects. So the experiences are very well-rounded. Everything is around entrepreneurship, management, and leadership. And the cool thing about School of Management, Whitman School of Management, as both Amy and Irma highlighted, we have the history of serving veterans and understand how to leverage and translate military experiences into entrepreneurship, because it makes sense. If you look at military experiences and entrepreneurial needs, those are well transferable into, you can easily transfer military experiences into entrepreneurship. So if you can go next slide, I want to walk you through some of the requirements, what those 30 credits entail. Typically, a full-time master's in entrepreneurship student would do a master's within two semesters, meaning to do it in 1 year. However, we recognize and understand the needs of a lot of military veterans and military families. Some of you might be having families, some of you might be running businesses, so you don't have the time to take a year off out of your life to focus on a master's degree. So we also provide flexibility. Instead of doing it in a year, we can do it in 2 years or 3, accommodating you and providing the flexibility that you need to successfully finish the master's program, but also focus on your venture or your family or anything else that's going on in your life. So a typical MSE requirement is that in the fall you will do the foundations entrepreneurship and do the MBA classes, giving you the foundation in management, and then you take 2 electives within entrepreneurship, and I will highlight some of those electives in a few minutes. And then in the spring semester you do entrepreneurial experiences. You have to do a independent study or something related to doing practical work in entrepreneurship. Then you still take some additional MBA classes with all other students pursuing either MBA or Masters in Entrepreneurship. And you also have the opportunity to take additional 2 more entrepreneurship electives. So in total, you are taking about about 6 classes minimum in focusing on entrepreneurship. So next slide highlights the 4 tracks that the Whitman School of Management offers in terms of entrepreneurship. From my understanding, currently there's no other school offering 4 different tracks in entrepreneurship in the United States. The 4 tracks include new venture creation, social track or social entrepreneurship, corporate entrepreneurship, and family business track. The new venture track focuses on business startup, teaches the students how to run a new independent company, versus social track teaches students how to be a socially oriented company, the for-profit or not-for-profit, but a company that creates social value. The corporate track teaches the students how to be entrepreneurial, and how to manage and grow an existing company, while the family business track teaches you how to entrepreneurially manage a family business or family firm. And it goes really several classes offered that address these tracks, and all these vary again on you and what your preferences are and what your career goal is. Can we go to the next slide? And this difference you can see on the entrepreneurship electives, such as corporate entrepreneurship, which goes toward the corporate track, social entrepreneurship focusing more on the social track, entrepreneurial marketing, venture capital, emerging enterprise consulting, entrepreneurial family businesses, dilemmas, debates, and international entrepreneurship. So these are some unique classes that add value and uniqueness to those 4 tracks. An example of emerging enterprise consulting class is where students work with real companies in Syracuse by addressing some of the needs and providing sustainable tools to help those companies grow and sustain in long term. If you can go to the next slide, please. So if you're interested in learning more and applying for the MS in Entrepreneurship, you can go online at Syracuse University's grad school and submit the applications. The application consists of your official transcripts, 2-letter recommendation, your resume. You have to do GMAT. You have to pass the GMAT. I believe the minimum is 500 or 550. The best way is to reach out to Professor McKelvey. He can give you the correct information. There's also application fee, and you have to submit two essays. In addition to that, you have to have a venture proposal. So the goal is, while you work on your master's in entrepreneurship, you will also work on your venture, be it a startup, be it a family venture, be it a social entrepreneur venture, or be it an existing business, or even if you want to buy a business. So the master's helps you establish yourself in that arena and enables you actually to launch and grow that business upon graduation. So to learn more, if you can go to the next slide, to learn more about the program, and if you have any questions, please reach out to the Professor Alex McKelvey, who's the chair of the Department of Entrepreneurship and Emerging Enterprises here at Syracuse University. And you can also learn more if you go to whitman.syr.edu/MSE. Thank you. And next presentation will be by Margaret Lane, who will present on great opportunities and great graduate degrees that Maxwell School has to offer. Margaret?
Okay. Thank you, Mirza. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We're delighted to talk a little bit about the programs that we have for veterans at the Maxwell School. Next slide, please. I'm going to talk a little bit today about executive degrees in public administration and international relations, specifically our Executive Masters in Public Administration, known as the EMPA, our Executive Master of International Relations, known as EMIR, and our Certificate of Advanced Study in Public Administration, affectionately known as the certificate, as the CAS. And you'll see some links to our website at a little bit later point. Next slide, please. But I'd like to talk first about why veterans should consider a degree in public administration or international relations at the Maxwell School. And one of the reasons for this is we know you've dedicated yourselves to public service in the past, and this would be a way for you to continue that commitment through coursework in the Maxwell School. This would prepare you for careers in public service, in the nonprofit sector, in the NGO world, as well as any of you interested in public-private partnerships. It also gives you an opportunity to participate in very multidisciplinary coursework that really can be very customized to your own specific needs as you come to school here. We have a very flexible curriculum, and we actually know that people come into this program with a wide variety of needs, so we try to be very open to suggestions as to how you'd like to complete your program of study as you're here to complete the degree. We also serve the mid-career audience and population in our program, so we're working with people who've been out of the workforce for at least, or in the workforce I should say, for at least 7 to 10 years, so people just like yourselves. So we're very accustomed to working with a mid-career group of people, and you'll also find that the population here is very diverse. About 48% of our population is international. The rest are domestic, many people in the military, many reservists, and some veterans as well. We also would like you to know that we have a dedicated staff of people who are here to help you get through these kinds of programs. Many of you have not been in an academic classroom in many, many years, We know that, and we know that can be an interesting transition, so want to be sure that we can provide you with services and the help that you need to make your way through the degree. We also, and as other people have said, know that you can use the GI Bill and yellow ribbon if that's applicable. We also allow you to go through the degree at a pace that is appropriate for you, and so we make sure that, in fact, the degree is flexible enough to allow you to go through at that pace. Next slide, please. So now what I'd like to do is talk about the specific degrees. The Executive Master's in Public Administration. It's 30 credits, which means 10 courses, and there are 3 core courses. One is the Managerial Leadership course, a very reflective course to help you understand yourself as a leader and to understand through theory and then application how you might improve those leadership skills and build on those that you've already developed in the military and other professional endeavors. The second course that we require is the Fundamentals of Policy Analysis, which is essentially a microeconomics course, give you a sense of how to understand the impact of a policy before you implement it. And then the final course required is a capstone, which would be a culminating course that you would do to analyze a policy area of your choice, and that would basically bring together everything you've learned in the coursework into this final culminating project. And then there are 3 to 7 other public administration courses that you could take as electives, again, so you can fill in gaps of your knowledge and meet your specific needs as you define them when you come into the program. Up to 4 of the courses can be from other schools within Syracuse University. You may know we have top-ranked Whitman School, the Newhouse School, Information Management School, and others, and you're welcome to customize your degree by taking courses outside of Maxwell, so that, again, you're coming out with exactly what you're interested in achieving while you're here. We're the oldest program in public administration in the United States, and we're actually the oldest program in executive education in public policy in the U.S. So we're very accustomed to working with people like yourselves, people who again, have not been in the academic environment necessarily until this now. Next slide, please. The next degree is the Executive Master's in International Relations. This would be people interested in using your skills to get into a more foreign policy-oriented position or working for an NGO. Again, 30 credits, 10 courses, only 3 core courses, the leadership course as discussed earlier, as well as either comparative foreign policy or governance and global civil society, and then the capstone. And then we ask that you consider courses that would advance your career, so 3 career track courses, 1 regional focus course, and then 3 EMIR electives. Next slide, please. As mentioned a few times earlier, we do really urge you to sort of pick a focus area that's aligned with your own professional interests, and these are some of the areas that we have coursework, including environmental policy and administration, international development and administration, also state and local government, public and nonprofit. So you can go into any number of areas that would meet your personal goals. We have also a track in international and national security policy, as well as technology and information policy. And as you can imagine, many of the courses you take for this will be within Maxwell, but also in the schools that you've heard from today. In addition, you can get a concurrent certificate. So while you're studying for your Executive Master's in Public Administration or IR, you can also get a certificate of advanced study in conflict resolution, for example. So from within these 30 credits, you don't have to take additional coursework. You just have to take coursework that fits the requirements of the certificates. And those are in the areas of conflict, leadership of international and non-governmental organizations, health services management, e-government, security studies, and post-conflict reconstruction. Those are purely optional. It's just a way to get another credential if that would be helpful for you as you move through the program. Next slide, please. The Certificate of Advanced Study in Public Administration is a 12-credit degree for those of you who are not sure that you want to come for a full master's degree. So just 1 required course, which would be the leadership course that we discussed earlier, and the 3 courses in public administration. Many people will start with this option, and then many elect to go forward with the Executive Master's in PA after doing this. Again, it's a shorter version of being able to do this degree, and it would be completely transferable to the master's degree if you elected to do so. Just before giving you a little bit of information about the application, I'd just like to say we would welcome veterans into our program. We feel like we have a structure here to give you the support that you may need, and we also think you can really benefit from the program in the sense that it's completely customizable to what you're looking to achieve. Next slide, please. And how to apply, there's an online application. You'll see this on our website. One personal statement indicating your leadership potential and experiences you've had in your profession thus far. A resume, 3 letters of recommendation, and we do not require GREs. So what we're looking for here as we go through applications is the professional experience that you bring to the organization, to the school. We are on a rolling admissions process, so we do accept people in fall and in spring, in summer as well, but primarily fall and spring are generally the times when people apply to the program. And the last slide would be ways for you to contact us. Please feel free to contact me with any questions or our graduate coordinator, Denise Green, and here's a link to our webpage. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Margaret. And I also just want to, I don't know if you mentioned it very importantly, in order to participate in the executive MPA, individuals are required to have minimum 7 years of experience, and the military experiences can count toward it as well. So that's the flexibility that Maxwell School offers as well. That said, thank you, Margaret, and thanks to Maxwell School. Next, we're going to go to Sarah, who's going to present on the Information Studies School at Syracuse University.
Thank you, Mirza. Okay, as Mirza said, I'm Sari Signorelli from the iSchool, and I'm going to talk to you about the programs we have available at the School of Information Studies at Syracuse University. Next slide, please. A lot of times the question we get is, what is an iSchool just exactly? And it's really all about information. It's how information intersects in the relationships between people and technology, informatics, information science, how do we collect it, how do we utilize it, what are we doing with the data, the technology that we need to have the information that we need, and the computing that's involved in gathering the information. Next slide, please. Information bridges the gap between your traditional technical careers, which is your computer science and your highly technical positions with the hardware, and your business focus, where you're looking at your MBA or your BS in management. So it's giving you the role where you're taking the information and bridging the gap between the two areas. Next slide, please. We have several master's programs, and they're all flexible. They're offered online or on campus, full-time and part-time, depending on what works best for you. I know a lot of times if you're in active duty, you're deployed, and we do have people that, you know, take our online courses for that. Our MS in Information Management program is 42 credits, and it's focused on strategically using your information and developing the policies on how it gets used, where it gets used. Next slide, please. We also offer a master's in telecommunications and network management. This is 36 credits and is heavier on the technology, policy, and the management when you're designing the networks and the policies on using the networks, and the adoption of new technology and the standards and how you would decide. Again, this program is also offered online or on campus. You can hybrid them, do some online or on campus, full-time or part-time. Next slide, please. We also, for people who have 6 or more years of experience, have an MS in Information Management for Executives. This is only 30 credits and reduces your coursework, and the courses are developed for students who already have prior experience. And in the case of this program, you can occasionally use your experience to place out of courses for credits if you have experience in the subject matter. Next slide, please. In addition, like the Maxwell School, we also have certificates of advanced study that you can layer and integrate right into your master's study. Or if you don't want to enroll in a full-time master's program or a part-time master's program, you can take the certificates of advanced study as standalones. And we have the information security management, we have data science, and we have information systems and telecommunications management. These are all 15 credits and all available in the same flexible formats, part-time, full-time, online, or on campus. Next slide, please. The iSchool has a 97% overall job placement rate, and we've had a long time delivering online education. We have a whole team that stands behind the online experience, including the technology, the interaction with the students, designing the courses for online. We ranked #1 for online computer information technology programs for veterans in the U.S. News and World Report. We do offer credit for experience. We have strong career services and employer relationships, whether you're online or on campus. We have existing relationships with the Fort Gordon, and we've had over 60 military personnel go through that program. And those programs are the Information Systems Managers, FA 53, and Telecommunications Engineers, FA 260. And we also participate in the Yellow Ribbon program. And if you're interested, we do rolling admission. We advise for the summer and fall of 2015. That's okay, you can go to the next slide. We advise that you apply by February 1st for priority admission, but you can apply, admission rolls. Right now we're accepting applications for spring, although we do recommend that you start in the summer or the fall. And if you have any questions at all, you can email me or my team right at igrad@syr.edu, and we have detailed information at the website listed above. Thank you.
Thank you, Sari. And the next presentation today we're going to have by Falk School. Professor Chad McAvoy is going to talk about Masters in Sport Venue and Event Management.
Hello, everyone. As Mirza indicated, my name is Chad McAvoy. I'm a professor in the Department of Sport Management within Falk College, and I'm also our graduate program director, which includes oversight of our master's degree in sport venue and event management. And please allow me to take a couple of minutes to tell you about our program. Next slide, please. So, as the title of the degree program indicates, our program is somewhat unique in that it's focused on launching students into careers in the management and operation of sports facilities and events. Across North America, there are more than 300 sport management programs, of which ours is one of them. But in establishing our master's program a few years ago, we wanted to launch a program that was more specialized, more focused than just the sort of broad-based sport management. And so we've elected to focus our master's degree program on the area of facility and event management. And so our program then serves to launch students into the planning, the management, the operation of sports facilities and events that are as big as the Super Bowl or soccer's World Cup, or as small as a local charity 5K run walk or a local CrossFit studio or something along these lines. And our students have an interest that really spans across that diverse mix of facilities and events as well. As you see on the slide, our program is a 36 credit hour program. For most of our students, that takes about a year and a half of time. It can be done a little bit faster, but some of our students who are working may take some classes part-time and actually stretch that out over 2 years. Within the 36 credit hours, 21 of those credit hours are in our core classes related to sports venue and event management, and so those include classes in managing facilities, planning and managing events, the financial side of the industry, marketing, human resources, and so on. Students also then have 6 credit hours of electives in which they can customize their degree programs to suit their own individual needs and interests. We've established partnerships with the Whitman Business School and the Newhouse and so on to allow our students opportunities to take some of their great course offerings that exist on campus so that students can gain an expertise in a particular area. As you see on the slide, those with military training and experience can have the opportunity to petition up to 6 credit hours of electives, and that's reviewed by our admissions committee as part of that admissions process. And then finally, a key component of our program is the sort of immersive practicum experience. Our sports industry is very much a hands-on industry, and students definitely learn by getting their hands dirty and getting out in the field and working. So while students are here on campus, and I should mention that our program is not at all online, but rather all of our courses are taken face-to-face here on SU's campus. While students are here taking their coursework, they're oftentimes working in the Carrier Dome, a one-of-a-kind facility. They're working at the minor league sports venues here in town with the Syracuse Athletic Department and so on. And then at the end of the degree program, our students oftentimes go away and have been known to pursue those practicum hours at Disney sports program in Orlando, at major league sports venues and places like Philadelphia and New York, and really anywhere, depending on the students' individual interests and needs, that we can work with them to help identify practicum opportunities that exist anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world. Next slide, please. So I would encourage you, if you're interested in our program, to come check out our website, which has some pretty detailed information about the program and some of the strengths of our program. But please allow me to highlight a couple of those strengths. First, we have, as I mentioned before, a very specialized curriculum. There are only 3 or 4 programs in the country that are focused in this same area of sports facility and event management. And our curriculum, our classes, tend to be very practical, tend to be very hands-on. Our class projects oftentimes involve real industry clients utilizing our students to conduct marketing plans or event plans or those sorts of things. Our sport management program in general is known as having one of the leading faculty of any program in the country. We have a tremendous mix of top scholars as well as top industry professionals on our faculty. Again, you can find more detail on our program's website. And then finally, we really take seriously the need to establish partnerships and connections with top sports organizations throughout the industry. And so just coming up in a week or so, I'm taking our students to Philadelphia to meet with executives from Aramark, the top concessionaire in all of the sports industry. And they've established a specific internship program that would allow our students to come in and work for Aramark at major league professional sports facilities. We've also established relationships with Disney Sports, with AEG, one of the top facility operators in the country, and beyond. So that's really I think a calling card, what sets our program apart from other competitors that are out there. And the next slide, please. So finally, just some contact information. Our website has been updated recently and contains much more detail about these different aspects of our program. But certainly feel free to reach out both to myself as Graduate Program Director, and you see my email address there, as well as Debbie Golia, who is our admissions counselor in Falk College and she can really help assist you with the different elements of the admissions process.
That was great. Thanks, Chad, and thanks everybody for presenting about all these great programs we have to offer here at Syracuse University. Also, I want to use this opportunity to thank Jim Powers for our IT support throughout the webinar. Without him, it wouldn't be possible. So thanks, Jim. And that said, Jim, are there any questions on Google Plus or YouTube so far? According to Jim, there are no questions. Again, you've seen all the presentations. Feel free to reach out to anybody. All the contact information is on slides. Feel free also to reach out to me. My email address is mtihic@syr.edu. Everybody presented can give you more information than me because they are all running the programs individually. I highly encourage you to reach out to us, learn more, and hopefully apply and attend the great Syracuse University, which is ranked amongst one of the top veterans-friendly universities in the nation. Thanks, keep entrepreneuring, and we look forward to hopefully have you here on campus. Bye-bye.